It is Thursday on the Morning Brew. We have a jam-packed show today. This is great. We got our buddy John Nichols from New Day with us this morning. It's Theater Thursday, and the Adobe Theater brings us the Sunshine Boys. And Abe makes a movie, and the crew is here to talk about that. It's Soul Food Month. How awesome is that? We're going to be trying some chicken and waffles from Frank's. And we got Alex Promo from the Rail Yards here, all in the Morning Brew with friends. We are back on the Morning Brew, and I'm so excited for this chicken and waffles thing.
Me too.
Right? It's the best, right?
Sure.
The chef was back here, and I could just smell it. It was like, this just sounds like the most amazing thing. I haven't had his chicken and waffles yet. So I know we were talking earlier that, like, you got to go to the South to get some of the best soul food. But Albuquerque's catching up. We are, like, right there on the soul food front, I think. It's Soul Food Month. But first, we got headlines that are brought to us by our friends, the Tony and Guy Hairdressing Academy. And this is great. We were talking some economic development stuff a minute ago. And this is an interesting ranking. CNBC every year comes up with its business rankings, and it talks about the 50 best states. Well, there's only 50, but they rank them all. And how, you know, in business friendliness and in how they can do business better, everything. New Mexico has always kind of been bottom third. We've always been 38th, 39th. And this year we bumped up to 24th on this list. It's pretty huge. And they cited a lot of things like our improved infrastructure, business friendliness when it comes to taxes, other things. Of course, we're still not quite there when it comes to education and quality of life, which I thought was very interesting, because I thought the quality of life here is great.
Right.
But compared to other states, we're just not quite there yet. But those are the kinds of things that, you know, we were talking about bringing in other companies here, companies from other states to New Mexico.
Sure.
These are the kinds of rankings that help a lot. Maybe it'll help, you know, just every little bit helps in bringing in new companies, right?
No question.
Right.
No question.
And this is really interesting. School of Rock. I'm fascinated by this. This is so much fun. It is a nonprofit that helps kids learn music. And they've been downtown for a while.
Right.
And I'm a downtown guy, and we're losing them from downtown.
Oh, shoot.
Which is a bummer, right? And but they're going to the Northeast Heights to move to a much, much bigger space. Someday I want to get some of these kids on the show, because they all rock out. It's just like the movie, I guess. They do like these school summer camps, and they're moving to the Northeast Heights to go ahead and do that up there, which is pretty cool. But then this is interesting. This is one of those things that got everybody riled up at the county commission meetings. The Santolina Master Plan. This is a 40,000-acre giant development just south of Albuquerque, and south and west, and it's big. It's almost the size of Rio Rancho.
Huge.
It's right. That's a big piece of property out there, and it's in the county. A lot of people have been fighting this because we don't have enough water for 40,000 homes. We don't have enough anything for 40,000 homes right now.
Right.
The developer's argument, though, has been if we don't plan for it, then we won't be able to deal with it when it actually happens.
Sure.
So they went through quite a long process. It's been quite amazing. The reporters at Business First were really covering this, because it's been really fascinating to hear both sides go back and forth.
Right.
Like how you plan out something that large, is twice as large as the Mesa del Sol development, which is one of the biggest things around too. But now it's approved, and I think this is really great, because they tied it to jobs. It's a new thing, entirely new for anybody in New Mexico to really do this for a major development. So for every 3,000 homes, they have to create 1,000 jobs in the neighborhood.
Wow.
Which is interesting. There's no word really on how they're going to say this is a full-time job versus that's a full-time job, and how you really nail it down. 35 hours a week is kind of how they're working it. But I love it. I think it's really interesting. It's a great way to kind of go about compromise. And this is one of our favorites. This is our $6 million man from Albuquerque. This is Alex Bregman.
Yeah.
Right? We were talking about him earlier too, John. He was cool. And that's him in the blue-purple shirt there. And local guy, he played for Albuquerque Academy. He batted like a 650 or something.
He's insane.
But he was just nuts. Like, I don't know how like any high school pitcher would even want. Like, there's like, if Alex walks up, do you even just walk him?
Yeah.
Right.
Take your base.
Take your base. Like, just go, because he batted so well. And then he went to LSU, and number 2 in the draft a couple weeks ago. But the big news is that he finally signed his signing bonus, $6 million. They haven't even figured out the rest of the contract yet. Just the bonus.
Sure.
$6 million.
Good for him, man.
Right? And I can't wait to see him play on you know, I think I'm going to have to
stage.
figure out a way to get Astros games on my TV in some way, you know?
Sure.
Because it's going to be great fun to see him on the national stage. I can't remember the last time a local guy made it to the national stage like that. Somebody who was from here.
Sure.
I was racking my brain last night trying to think of one. Don Perkins is one of the greats from Albuquerque.
Sure.
Played football for the Cowboys.
Yeah,
He's one of the best.
great guy.
But that's about the last one I could think of. And then finally today, this makes our producer Janice very happy. There is now an email undo button. Everybody who gets on the show usually emails with Janice, and she's on the email more than anybody else on Google Mail. And there's now this undo button that made Janice very happy, and I think millions of people. You can set it for a 5 to 30 second delay, so you can recall all of your emails if you realize at the last second you hit the reply all.
Ah.
All right, how awesome is that?
That is cool.
I am down.
The dreaded reply all.
Right, right. We'll be back in a couple of seconds. We're talking about all the great stuff New Day is doing, including a concert with a throwback name.
Yeah, man.
All right, back in a couple of seconds on the Morning Brew.